Okay, we're continuing on with our budget cooking theme and using what you have, what you're growing, what you might find cheap at the supermarket or the greengrocers, and also I know that a lot of people are going to food banks, food charities, and you don't get a choice there in a lot of them. You just get given a box of things. So you may get some things and you don't know what to do with them, and you just have to make use of what you've got. So like me, when I go out in the garden, it's sort of like, it's whatever's here, here's what we're cooking. So in that regard, I'm using the pumpkin in this recipe. So I'm going to make a pumpkin and chickpea curry. And this is a beautiful curry. It's got lime juice, it's got cashews. I am leaving the cashews out of this recipe though, because I will be giving it to someone and I'm not sure about nut allergies or young children eating it, so I'm not putting the cashews in. It does have coconut though. I'm not sure if coconut relates to nut allergies, but anyway, I won't put the cashews in, but I will put the coconut milk in. It's got lime juice, it's got ginger. So all of those things I got out of my garden. I just went and picked a nice big piece of ginger and grated that. I used 3 limes from the garden. I've used a pumpkin. Now it doesn't call for it, but you know that I've got plenty of chokos. So I've diced some chokos, they're going into it as well. What else did I get from my garden? Oh, garlic. Garlic and onion. So I think, I'm just looking around because I've got the ingredients here. The only thing that, I went in my freezer to have a look at what else can I throw into it. I've got kale. That's kale which I grew, and I've had it in the freezer since last season, and the new kale is coming on. And I don't know how long I've had this in the freezer. It's broccoli and cauliflower. So it needs using, so we'll throw that in as well. So again, budget cooking. I have not had to purchase. This is the only thing I purchased, which has been in my freezer, I think, for about a year and a half. When's the best before? Yeah, the best before was a month ago, so I'll use it. So I haven't made any special purchases for anything in this except the coconut milk. I mean, I don't grow coconuts, I wish I could. Yeah, I've got the coconut milk and the curry paste. Now it does say to use red curry paste. I don't have red curry paste. I've got plenty of green curry paste, so that's what I'm using. Anyway, let's get on with it and see how we make this. So we've got a large pot here. Just putting the heat on there, and you can see at the back I've put one there as well. Because it's a curry, I'm going to be cooking some rice, so I'll just salt that water. And okay, let's get started. Right, and the other thing that I don't grow is olive oil, but we'll just add a little bit of olive oil to our pan there. And we'll add our onions and we'll start cooking those. And once they've cooked a bit, we'll come back. Okay, so those onions have been cooking for about 3 or 4 minutes, and they're just starting to brown and go translucent. So we're adding our ginger, our nice freshly picked ginger, which smells absolutely divine, and garlic, homegrown garlic as well. So we're adding those. Now we just need to cook those for about a minute, and then I'll add the curry paste. And I've got the rice cooking at the back here, so I'll give that a stir. Oops. Once you start smelling that really fragrant smell, that's when it's been cooked enough. So we're just adding, I'm going to actually add a bit more curry paste to this because I'm adding more vegetables. So I'll just put the whole jar in. Now, just want to cook that for a couple of seconds there. Just warm that through. Oh, the smells beautiful. I keep saying it, but it is absolutely beautiful. Okay, now we're going to add our pumpkin. And because I'm using chokos, I'm adding my chokos. But just remember that that's something that I've added because I had it in the garden. So it won't be in the recipe. But you may have some vegetables that you want to use and you're going to put them in as well. And just keep in mind, are they hard vegetables? If they are, use them at this stage. If they're softer vegetables, add them later when we add our softer vegetables like broccoli. When I add the broccoli and the kale, that's when you would be adding any soft vegetables that you've got. So we're adding our coconut milk. And I've put water in that to get all the coconut milk out of it. We'll just stir that through. Now we're going to bring that to the boil and then we're going to simmer it until that pumpkin is soft. So we'll just pop a lid on there. We'll stir our rice again. And then we'll come back when that pumpkin's soft. Now I've had that cooking away for a while and I'm just checking the chokos and the pumpkin and they're nice and tender. So we're just adding our other ingredients now. So I'm adding some kale. And I'm adding some broccoli and cauliflower. We really just need to warm that through. I mean, they're still frozen, but once they've melted, they just need to be warmed through. So the only thing left to add now is the lime juice once that breaks down. And the last thing we need to add are the chickpeas. So just add all of those. Now because I added a little bit of extra water there, the sauce in this is a little bit watery. So to counteract that, I've just got 1 tablespoon of corn flour and I've mixed it in with a little bit of water. And I'm just going to add that to it and bring it back to the boil, stirring while it's coming to the boil because that will start to thicken the sauce. And the other thing we need to do is to add our lime juice. So we'll just come back once that's thickened. There you have it, in a bowl with some rice and a beautiful, healthy vegetarian meal. Now I'm just going to make some short crust pastry, and I only need a small amount. So I'm just going to use 200 grams of plain flour. There we go. And into that, I'm going to grate some butter. This is nice cold butter, so I'm grating that in, and I need 100 grams. And there we have our 100 grams. So we're just going to rub that through. Now we just want to add a little bit of water to that, just till it comes together. That's nice ice cold water that I'm using. Okay, I'll tip it out now. Now we want it just to come together. Right, now what I'm going to do is to wrap that and put it in the fridge to rest for half an hour. Right, that'll go in the fridge for half an hour. Okay, we've just got our pastry out of the fridge. It's been in there for, well, it's just over half an hour. So I just need to put some flour down onto the board, and also on my rolling pin. So there we go, we've got that down there, and we just need to roll that out. And we've got our prepared dish here. We're just going to roll that over. And there we go. We'll just ease that in. We've got some cracks in it, but we're just pushing those together. There we go. So I'm just going to trim that up. Okay. What can I say? It's rustic. There we go. Right, now we're just going to put some parchment paper in there, some baking paper, and then we're going to put, I don't use baking beads, but I use rice that I reuse and reuse. So let's do that. So I'm just going to scrunch the paper up because that makes it more pliable and goes into all the little nooks and crannies easier. Then I'm going to pop it into my pie dish. This is rice that I've used over and over, just to weigh down the pie dish while I blind bake it. Now we put that in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then we'll remove the paper and the rice, and then we'll give it another 10 minutes. Okay, so I've just taken that out of the oven. It's been in there for about 15 minutes. I'm just going to remove the rice. Okay, I've lost some of the crust there. We'll just pop that back. And I need to pop that back into the oven for about another 10 minutes. Okay, now we're going to make the filling for our quiche. I'm going to be using 3 eggs. I'm just going to whisk those. Then I'm going to add 300 ml of thickened cream. Just added a tiny little bit of water to get the rest of that cream out. Mix that in. Okay, so using garden produce, we'll chop our spinach. This is the last of the spinach that we picked. It was already chopped when it was cooked, but I do want it to be fine so that it distributes nice and evenly through the mixture. Now with a quiche, you can put whatever you want in it. I like to use it to use up any vegetables that I've got in the in the fridge that need using. So that's exactly what I've done. I've gone to my fridge to have a look at what was in the fridge, and I had some bacon that needed using and some mushrooms. Now the mushrooms I picked up on special, they were only $3.49 for a kilo. They're normally between $12 and $14 a kilo. So I picked them up 2 weeks ago. I haven't used them. I need to use them. So I've cooked them and I'm going to add them to our mixture along with the bacon that I need to use. So here's the bacon that I've just cooked. Well, I've cooked and let it cool down. It's not hot, it's cool. Here are the mushrooms that I've cooked and cooled down. And I'm going to add some dehydrated onions. These I grew last year. I grew a whole lot of them and I dehydrated them. So, oh, they smell nice. So just adding that. Now, that's not the best thing to mix it with. I'll just get a spoon. Okay, just mix this thoroughly and then that's ready to go once we've got that pastry done. First we need to blind bake the pastry. Now as I'm mixing this, I'm making sure that the spinach, because it was in clumps, it's breaking up and distributing nice and evenly. So there we go. I'm just going to pop that in the fridge until we need it. So this has come out of the oven and it's just cooled slightly. So now we can add our filling, which we made previously, which has been sitting in the fridge. We'll just season that because we didn't season it before. So we'll just add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. I just wanted to add some cheese to that. I'll put a little bit in and then I'll put a little bit on top. Won't need too much, just a handful. I'm mixing that through. Now we're going to fill our quiche. Just the right amount. And we'll just sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top of that. Now that's going to go back in the oven and it's probably going to take about 25 to 30 minutes on 160 fan force, and I'll take it out of the oven when it's nice and golden on top and it's set. So there you have it. We'll come back once it's cooked. And there we have it, fresh out of the oven. Smells delicious. A lovely quiche with bacon, mushrooms and spinach. Hi. Continuing on the theme of budget cooking, using what you have, using what you're growing, using what's cheap. Today I'm making a easy lemon ricotta cake. So you might have seen my other video where I made the ricotta cheese. That was 2 days ago I made the ricotta cheese. So it's been in the fridge. I need to use it. And I've been looking forward to making this cake actually because it looks really yummy. So we'll soon find out, won't we, when we do the taste test. Now, it takes lemons and I did grow them. So it's good to be able to use those. And I'm using the ricotta that I already had made in the fridge. The only other things I need is a little bit of flour, some sugar and some eggs. So let's get to it and let's see how it's done. So the first thing I've done, I've got a springform pan and I have greased it and I have lined it with baking paper. I am currently heating up the oven. So we need to preheat our oven to 170 degrees Celsius. I'll just go and check the temperature on my oven. Okay, the first thing we need to do is to separate our eggs. So we've got 4 eggs. And there we go, eggs are separated. Just set that aside. Now I need to whisk the egg yolks with half a cup of caster sugar. And with the lemon zest. So we need to zest the 2 lemons. Now these are nice homegrown lemons, so I know nothing has been sprayed on them. They haven't been waxed. I've given them a good wash just to get any dust or dirt off them. But it's great using homegrown produce because you know it's organic, you know there's no sprays, no nothing, and it's all good. And once you've put the tree in and you look after it, the fruit is free. Right, now I need to add the juice of the lemon. There's still a few seeds there, I'll just get them out. Now we need 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence or vanilla extract. Okay, we'll just whisk that again. Right, the next thing we need to add is our flour, which we use 1 cup of plain flour. And then we need the ricotta. So we need 2 cups of ricotta. Now, this is all the ricotta I've got, and I'm sort of just judging it, and I judge that each piece of that would be equal to about 1 cup. So that's what I'm doing there. We'll just get every little bit off it. There we go. And we just need to mix that through. I just need to scrape down the sides to make sure that that's mixing thoroughly. Right, I'll clean these beaters and then come back. Okay, the next thing is we need to take a clean bowl and we need to pop in our egg whites. Just over that, we need to sprinkle a teaspoon of salt. And we're going to whip that until they become foamy. Okay, the next thing we need to do, I have 1/2 cup of caster sugar here. I need to keep beating that while gradually adding the sugar until it reaches firm peaks. Sorry, until it reaches soft peaks. and that's soft peaks. They're still falling once I lift them up. So that's what we need. Now we need to fold the egg whites into our ricotta mixture. I'm trying to get a nice even mixture here to have those egg whites incorporated thoroughly into that ricotta mixture. Right, that's mixed. And now we'll bring over our prepared tin and we'll put that in there. I've got to say, this smells absolutely beautiful. You can smell the lemon zest, the lemon juice, the vanilla, just all smells really nice. So I'm just smoothing this over and making it nice and even. And there you have it, it's ready for the oven now. Now I'm going to bake this for 40 to 45 minutes and then it needs to cool completely in the tin. So we'll come back once it's cooked and cooled. Okay, it's been out of the oven for a while now and it's cool. So we're just going to hopefully get it out. There we go. And we'll just remove it from the base. Remove the paper. That's it, all the paper's off. And there you have it. Now I'll just dust that with some icing sugar before we serve it. So the icing sugar's on it. We'll just cut it and see how it is. Look at that. Doesn't that look absolutely delicious? It smells lovely. But the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So let's give it the big test. That is divine. It's moist, it's lemony, the texture is just beautiful, and the touch of icing sugar on top just makes it. So I hope you give it a go, and I hope you enjoy it as well. Let me know in the comments below how you go if you give it a go. Now I just wanted to show you what I did here. I just wanted to show you what I've done here. And what I've done, the leftover pastry that I had from the quiche, I rolled it back together, rolled it out and spread it with jam and then rolled it up. Put a little bit of egg wash on top and we call them jam roly-polies. So nothing went to waste. So as I said at the intro, there is going to be a series of videos. So thanks for joining me on this video. And if you haven't already subscribed and you enjoy the videos, make sure you do. That way you'll get notified when my next video comes up, because as I said, there's a series of these. So there's, I don't know how many more videos there will be. There'll be at least 2 more videos, perhaps even 3, on what I've done with the garden produce that I picked. So hope you enjoyed the video and hope you subscribe. Please leave me a comment. Love to hear what you think of the videos. Bye.